lovelies. Welcome to a new video. This will be a different type of ASMR. I asked you for cosplay suggestions, and today we'll be looking over those character looks and talking about their outfits and if I would cosplay them and focusing on the details together. So let's go ahead and look at those photos of the characters and cosplays that you suggested. Alright, so first we have Mystique, the animated series version. Now, I specifically used this picture because it's been on my, to-do list forever. So, I love this piece that is very heavily inspired by the animated series here. So, let's look at Mystique's look here. I am familiar with the character, and this is on my cosplay list. I just have to finish it. So clearly, for Mystique cosplay, it's going to be the red hair, blue skin, and for this version, we have the white bodysuit, kind of a cutout skirt that you can see flows back here. There are also the gloves, white gloves, and in this case white boots. Though she does have the belt too, which has skulls under forehead too. Mystique also has these yellow eyes, but the main pieces of this look to make it come together, I'd say, is going to be the blue skin and the white bodysuit and skirt combo. I would do this cosplay because I know the character and I have the pieces. I just need to, for this, finish making the belt and put it all together. So that is Mystique animated series look. Okay. Next up, this is definitely one of my most requested cosplays. It's Power Girl, which is kind of a alternate universe Supergirl. And I gotta be honest with you, I don't see myself ever cosplaying Power Girl. I'm not a huge fan of this look. She has a few looks, but this is kind of like the go-to. So let's look at Power Girl. Shorter blonde hair, red cape here, and then the white bodysuit, which sometimes is full length down the leg. Most of the time I see it like this. There's always the cleavage cut out though, almost always. So showing off her curves with the bodysuit. And then we have these blue gloves here, blue boots as well, and then some of the other details like this belt, red belt with golden. We also have like the golden shoulder piece. I've seen some beautiful Power Girl cosplays. I just saw one at my last con, but I just don't think I would ever cosplay her. It's not a look I really care for, but the main details of her. Next up we have Princess Mindy, which I think this is from SpongeBob. It looks like SpongeBob. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. So, this, I don't think I really know this character, but let's talk about her look here. So, Princess Mindy obviously would need green skin for her cosplay. A blue shorter wig, kind of like Sadness. We got a detailed bow and glasses. It looks like makeup wise, Princess Mindy has some freckles too. And then more difficult, well, not the t-shirt. The t-shirt, cute little pink cut-off shirt. These heart details. I think the bigger problem with Mindy is the tail, obviously. Now for a cosplay, you could easily do like a skirt to give off Princess Mindy. I don't think I would ever cosplay this girl, but I'm sure she would be a lot of fun. If you could do like a fitted skirt that looks like a tail. I've seen some cosplayers that do Ariel like that. So, maybe. But definitely have to dye in the green skin. And if it was a skirt, you could actually walk in it. But if not, you could get the full mermaid tail. Then we have Starfire from Teen Titans. Starfire has a few different looks, so this is specifically Teen Titans. So let's look at Starfire. Immediately go to the long purple boots. Those are so cute. Let's trace those. Long purple boots. And that has the gray top along the thigh and the purple skirt, gray belt, purple crop with the gray accents again. Now obviously a huge part of Starfire is going to be that orange skin. There is a chance I would cosplay a version of Starfire someday. I don't know which version though, but I bet for it to be easier, I would definitely do orange tights and maybe some sort of tight undershirt, because I don't mind body paint, but it can be a lot when you're doing like full body looks. But I would like to do more bigger makeup, so Starfire would be a nice orange skin look. She's got the green eyes here. This one has the dark red hair, long dark red hair here, like that. Alright, next. She has a couple looks too, but this is probably my favorite look for her. Very obviously magician-esque, if you can see the vibe. We have the top hat here as a must for her. And dark hair. I like to see a wavy dark hair for her. Blue eyes is always gorgeous for her as well. These blue eyes here. And then you obviously do like the more fitted like suit jacket here. Gloves for that magician's look. And then for this particular one, you have the little bow tie and kind of like a underbust corset with the white button up. And of course the black shorts and the fishnets here. black and white look. I think that helps make her eyes pop. Pop, pop. I would definitely cosplay her someday. I think she would be a really fun cosplay to do. And there are a couple variants of her, but I like this one. So, the next one I got, I wasn't sure which version they meant, so we'll just talk about both. And this is Harley Quinn from the Suicide Squad. So, I don't think it's a secret this is not my favorite Harley look, but Margot Robbie is absolutely stunning, so she would never look bad. But it's not my favorite Harley look, and I probably wouldn't do this particular one, but we'll still talk about the details for this. You obviously have her blue and pink hair, which was new for this movie because usually Harley's colors are black and red, but very still in love with the Joker version here. So we have the put-on necklace, the ripped shirt of Daddy's Little Monster, I'm sure we've all seen people wearing. And then the jacket continues like the reddish pink and blue vibes, as well as the little shorts here. With the fishnets and belt. Her bat, too. This Harley also has different tattoos, like the heart on her face, which I think is very cute. And she has like the jester look around her arm, which you can't see with the jacket here. But I don't think I would do this particular Harley, but I see the details here. We also have this Harley Suicide Squad, which was the second one, and quite different. And I love this look. It might be because we went back to her signature colors, in my opinion, but I do really love this look. I've pulled some inspiration from this look for a few of my Harley Quinn looks. So we have the blonde hair again, but this time we have black and red as it goes down her whole outfit, with the jacket mirroring the colors, red and black, the corset, red and black, the pants, red and black, with her logos, if you will. And that also continues with her gloves, black glove here, red glove here. Even her makeup has that attire, so I love this look. I would absolutely cosplay this look. I think it's super cute for Harley, and again, Margot Robbie never looks bad, so can't complain, right? So those are two Harley looks. Then we move on to Aerith. I'm sorry if I don't say her name right, from Final Fantasy. I'm not familiar with the character or the fandom, but we're still going to talk about the outfits and things I like. So, I love the bow staff. I'm a fan of bow staffs for characters, if that's what it is. It definitely looks like a bow staff. So I like the mix of soft and hard here. Like I said, I know nothing about the character, so this is just a kind of first impression, if you will, but the dress is very light, soft pink, while the boots are like more hard, the dark black, and then the red jacket kind of even is a little bit just more harsh in look, which I like. But it's an interesting combination of the harder aesthetic with the soft. Like I said, I know nothing about this, but it looks like she has pointed ears. Is that correct? We got a brown wig here and looks like green eyes. So it is a very pretty look. I usually don't want to cosplay characters I don't know, just because it's a lot of work, right? And I want to love the characters I cosplay, but I do like this look. I knew the character, I would cosplay it, because I do like just the combination of the different aesthetics, if that makes sense. Next up, we have Ripley. A couple different versions of Ripley, but I chose the first one here. I think I could possibly cosplay Ripley in the future. There's a few more Sigourney Weaver characters I would like to add to my cosplay closet, but very specific jumpsuit, gray charcoal jumpsuit. We have different details here with the zippers, the patches, of course, a little bit worn, which matches the movie and the character, right? We have these white high tops, then more of a bigger, 80s brown hair, if you will, and I'd have to have a weapon, of course, but makeup-wise, more minimal for this character, which you have to do basically like no makeup, or even if I wanted to make it a little bit more, I don't know, like dirty, depending on what portion of the movie I'm cosplaying from, if that makes sense. So, imagine this cosplay would be quite comfortable too, because the jumpsuit and kind of the white tank underneath and whatnot, but yeah, I could see myself cosplaying Ripley someday. The patches would be, I think, I'd have to rewatch the movie and see what the patches are, and if I could recreate them or order them, because that would be a nice detail to have for her particular character. Okay. Next, here we have Snow from Once Upon a Time. Again, this character has a lot of different looks, but I love this look so much. And you can see it's very different from like a standard Snow White cosplay, right? Or costume, if you will. I love this Snow look so much. So, Once Upon a Time was very much into what I call the butt capes, because it like flares out at the waist. A lot of the characters have this look. So that's kind of the panels here, but the jacket is just absolutely beautiful. The white detailing, the collar up her neck. It's not Snow White's signature colors, but it just still has the Snow White vibe to me. I don't know, maybe it's like the little shoulder puff. Then obviously we have the detailed belt, the tan pants with higher brown boots, white gloves, and the dark hair, of course, for Snow. But I would totally cosplay this. This would be a lot to do, but I love this look so much, and I would definitely cosplay it. I like the little details too. I'm not sure if I'm trying to tell. It might be like a little bit of beadwork, the little like polka dots, if you can tell. It might be beadwork. Alright. Next. So, The Witcher was suggested, and I know nothing again about the game or the show. And I wasn't sure what character, so we're just going with the main guy here, I assume. This is a lot of detailing, but it's a fantastic look. If I got into this fandom, I could see, wanting to cosplay something like this. And I've seen some amazing cosplayers from this fandom. So many details to look at. The base of it, standard pants, kind of a tan undershirt, long sleeve. You have the leather vest with kind of these red buckles, and then on top of it we've layered everything. So you have like the red belt layer, crossbody layers here. You have gloves and kind of armor looking aspects, you could say, around the wrist. You also have some on the thighs here. Sword at the back, of course. Here, it's a great look. Would be a lot of different pieces, but oh my gosh, once it would be all together, a very cool look. Makeup wise, you'd obviously, if you're going like his full attire, do some stubble. The scars on his face and the white hair, gray white hair, would be a definite must for this character, I would assume. And I think his eyes are a particular lighter shade, if I'm not mistaken. It's a little hard to see in this photograph, but yeah. Maybe someday we'll watch that show. I doubt I'll ever play the game, but we'll see. Then we have Wasp from Earth's Mightiest Heroes. So very different from the MCU look, obviously. This look is adorable, though, I have to say. It's just super cute. It, oddly enough, reminds me of Alice Cullen. I don't know why, but... So let's have a look at this. So we got black tights here, and a very, like, hooped out dress. Hooped out strapless dress. And we have the yellow and black Wasp colors here. And that ties in with these gloves too. Kind of a thinner black piece. And then goes to the yellow gloves. Shorter, redder hair with these earpieces as well. Overall, it's a very cute look. Maybe giving a little bit of Charlie Brown with this middle part here, but I don't hate it. I think it's a very cute look. I like the swoop of the dress here. And there is the more choker of a necklace as well. But she's adorable. Alright, so Yelena, my girl, I love her. I have done one Yelena cosplay, so I grabbed this one, which is her newest look from Thunderbolts, which I would always do an updated Yelena look. I love the character, but lots of pieces as well, as most MCU looks are, very layered again. Pockets, of course, for Yelena, but kind of the jumpsuit, bodysuit look that the Widows have, Yelena has kept with. There's of course more wrinkled and detailing along the arms here. Goes to her wrists, her gloves, which I think those are the Widow weapons if I'm not mistaken. She also has the shoulder pieces here, and even some pieces up to her neck. The belt, of course, and there's some thigh holsters as well. This is obviously very charcoal gray, hints of green up here. The one that I have is the white look with the green jacket, or the green vest, excuse me. The green vest is kind of this vibe, so still like a bit of Yelena. Obviously her hair is chopped and more choppy here. And my favorite, the blue eyeliner. I love this choice that they did. But I would absolutely cosplay Yelena, different versions and whatnot. But that's her newest Thunderbolts aesthetic. Okay. Then we have Alicent Hightower. She is from House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones. Again, this character has a lot of beautiful looks. I went with this one. It is the younger version of her in some of the earlier episodes. Now, I have a love-hate relationship with this character, I do, but she's stunning. The younger version and the older version are both absolutely stunning. And the outfits. The green, of course, being the Hightower color, her red hair, green details. Oh, I would totally cosplay this, even though the character is questionable. It's beautiful. So beautiful. So as you can see, this particular Alicent dress is off the shoulders here. It has a bit of a V-dip that's held together with these golden buckles, which is just so beautiful. The green detailing goes all the way down, kind of shifts in the color and the light. But there's the golden details too, in her crown, her jewelry, and some of the kind of details along the dress here. It's also like these long panels off of her arms, which give a cape-like look, but it doesn't come from up here. It comes from like her elbows. Beautiful look. Absolutely gorgeous. And we have Arwen. This look is just so like soft and beautiful. I'm a big fan of the headpiece. The headpiece is just so pretty, and you just need it for this look. Obviously, do some elf ears too, but this headpiece that drapes over her forehead and down along the side of her head and her ears is probably one of my favorite parts. But it's just absolutely gorgeous. I love the flowiness of this gown, the flowiness of the main body here, but then the sleeves that just like dip over and flow around. It's beautiful. I would definitely cosplay her. It's beautiful. I should probably finish my rewatch of Lord of the Rings though, or I have a few friends that might disown me. But so definitely different tones of green and cream here. And I mean, Liv Tyler is obviously gorgeous, so can't go wrong there. I think there's little like green slip-ons too, but just such an ethereal look. Very beautiful, and like I said, I think my favorite part is that beautiful headpiece. Okay, we have Enid Sinclair from Wednesday. I love Enid so much. She also has multiple looks to choose from. Today it's just her school uniform, which is very noticeable for Enid, but she still has her pieces that make her character, right? So for the school uniform, you obviously have the Nevermore jacket with the blue and black stripes. Sometimes I've read that it's supposed to be blue and purple and gray depending on the lighting they specifically did, so it can differ. It's different than Wednesdays, obviously. Got the blue skirt in this look, white undershirt with the tie, Nevermore logo of course. But for Enid specifically, you have the blonde hair with the kind of like Harley Quinn hair, if you will. The light pink on this side and the blue on this side. Her nails would be a huge part of this cosplay too. She has the different colored pastel nails or claws. She would be a super fun cosplay to do. I would definitely cosplay her. She's adorable. But yeah, this would be more of Nevermore attire, but you definitely have to add in those Enid character traits to bring the cosplay across. Miss Frizzle. I think this would make an excellent ASMR video. I wonder if anyone's done it. They should if they haven't, but let's look at Miss Frizzle here. So she has a lot of different dresses too in the cartoon. I was partial to this one because it has like planets and moons and stars, and I love the solar system. So this is very teacher-esque, obviously. The dark blue, almost purple dress with magenta accent, and then of course my favorite detailing, you have Saturn, a moon, sun, star, moon, sun, star, 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 another planet. Her little ship, her little slip-ons have rockets, which is just so adorable. Her earrings are planets as well. And then obviously she has this headpiece for this particular look. That could be optional depending on which Miss Frizzle look you did. The red curly hair, of course. But yeah, it would be super cute to cosplay. And like I said, I think Miss Frizzle ASMR would be very good. I think it would match the vibe very nicely. Okay. The White Witch from Narnia. So, I read the books, and I've only seen this movie. I saw the British versions of the movies when I was a kid, but then I've only seen The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe of this series. Anyway, I have like a love-hate relationship with her attire in this film. I wanna like it, but then there's just pieces that I don't really care for. I love the crown. I love the icy crown. I'm not a huge fan of her hair and makeup in this, and I kind of like the dress, but then parts of me doesn't like the dress. It looks very stiff, which is fine, you know, frigid coldness makes sense for the character, but it just looks very stiff and uncomfortable. It has almost like a lacy detail. You can see the ombre of the white that fades down to kind of baby blues and then the darker blue at the bottom. Obviously she has the fur coat, which you would need in such conditions, but I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the look. I know they're doing a new movie. Maybe something from that will inspire me, or I'd have to reread the books to see if the character would inspire me with this. But this also looks very heavy. Obviously the fur coat would be quite heavy, but the dress just looks so stiff and heavy. I don't know, but like I said, I love this ice crown so much. It's so pretty. Alright. Abby, NCIS. So, you know what's funny is I think I probably have everything I need for Abby in my closet, probably. I think the only thing I would need to do is like make a little sticker that says NCIS for my lab coat. But really, I have so many different pieces that would work for Abby. This kind of work look for her. Obviously, the lab coat for the office, NCIS, and then you have her black attire. You're gonna have the details of her kind of cuff bracelets, her choker, most likely her belt, but you can't see it in this picture. Her tattoos would be important for this cosplay too. You can see one spider web on her neck. There's some on her fingers too. She obviously has very like pin-up-y hair, the dark black hair. She's got little bows in it. Freaking adorable. I have another picture here. Kind of what could be under the lab coat in a different look, but you know, black skirt, black long sleeve or short sleeve, and then again you have the bracelets and the necklace. These ones have spikes. This one is a little bit longer of pigtails for Abby, but she's adorable. She was one of my favorite characters on NCIS when I used to watch it. But super adorable. Would easily be able to cosplay her. Might have to not do the huge platform boots though. I do not have those. C-3PO. I was trying to think about how I would do this if I did cosplay 3PO. And I don't know how I would do it. Because I just don't know. I wonder what people have done if they've cosplayed 3PO besides having like a full like armor look with the metal. I wondered if there was a fun little way I could do a 3PO look. I wouldn't really want to do body paint because it wouldn't really look right for 3PO, but I wondered if kind of yellow outfit pieces with some layered metal over the top, metal type plates that would give the 3PO aesthetic. It obviously wouldn't be an exact droid cosplay, but something to inspire 3PO, you could say. But I do wonder what people have done if they've cosplayed 3PO. I haven't thought about it before, but here he is. this is Jessie from Team Rocket. While I am familiar with the character at a glance, I don't know anything about Team Rocket. But I do love the look, I will say that. And I love this hair. This hair would be just epic. And I'm sure someone's done a crazy wig like this for a Jessie cosplay. And if they have, oh my gosh, I want to see it because that would just be amazing to see in person, wouldn't it? So you got these tights and or boots here that go up to the thighs. Kind of match with these gray gloves and undershirt. Obviously a white mini skirt and kind of like a sweatshirt looking with the R on it. Green earrings. Like I said, I don't really know the fandom or the character, but this look is so cool to me. It's a great look. And I love the like pink magenta hair. It's so cool. And I would love to see this type of swoop in a wig in real life. Alright, there we go to Marian, the Gilded Age. I apologize, I do not know this character or the fandom, but I was taking all these requests for this video, and this look stood out to me because it is absolutely gorgeous. Again, I know nothing about the character or this show, I believe it is. But let's talk about this look. So, she has this beautiful blonde hair up in kind of a curled bun, you could say. But this dress, oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Alice in Wonderland, but not. I love the light blue with the black trim. Gorgeous. So you have the lace details on the arms and across the chest. The blue corset bodice here. And then the skirt that flares out underneath it. And with the combo of the light blue and the black buttons, the black trim, and the black tie around the neck, I absolutely love this. I would wear this dress. But I don't know anything about her. But she's beautiful, and this look is gorgeous. I love it so much. I'm sure there are an amazing group of costumes from this fandom because this is beautiful. Steampunk. So I've gotten a lot of requests for steampunk and I never know what to do with it, but I found this lovely lady online. I love this look. Super fun. So we'll just talk about her aesthetic here. So the hat, of course. The browns and the coppers are very steampunk with the lace detailings and the gears and chains. So we have that brown hat here. And then we have the corset, which I love. This corset with the copper latches and binding here. And then this is kind of a little like half jacket over the top, which I love. The little button in the middle, the lace detailing around the shoulders, but also has the chains and the gears detailing off her shoulders. You have the gloves, and it looks like here she has like these cute little shorts on with some like brown fishnets. I love this whole look. If I could recreate something like this, I would definitely do it. I don't know what exactly I would do with this character though, but it's gorgeous. If I would look anything like her, it looks amazing and gorgeous here. I love all the details. So many details to find. She has chain with keys and details along her hip as well. Beautiful. Cinderella, 1950. I have done like the maid version of Cinderella, and it was a lot of fun. I would absolutely cosplay Cinderella. This is beautiful, right? It's a beautiful princess dress. The light blue, as Cinderella is known for. I always didn't know what to call this. Like when I was a kid, like the little hip divot things, little butt pads. I don't know what they're called, but they're so pretty. They're so pretty. Her light blue gloves, the puffy sleeves. She's got the light blue headband as well. Her blonde hair up. Kind of a black necklace. This is beautiful. Of course, there's glass slippers under there. There better be glass slippers under there. But yes, this is absolutely gorgeous. I don't know if I would be able to cosplay this, but you know, maybe someday. Because it would just be gorgeous to be a pretty Cinderella princess, right? It's so pretty. And if you could get the fabric, what would be great details, if you could get the fabric that had like a shine and sparkle to it, because then you'd really look like your fairy godmother just gifted you this dress. It would be gorgeous. Okay. Lady D from Resident Evil. This is another one, but it's the exception to my rule, because I don't know anything about Resident Evil. I barely know anything about her, but I love this look and I want to cosplay it someday. I absolutely love this look. It's so cool. So we'll start at the top with the huge hat. Huge hat. Her hair is kind of done up in buns at the back. You have the pearl necklace with some flowers. The cut of this dress, I just love it so much. The way that it goes across the shoulders and across the bust. I love it so much. And then the draping of this dress, where it kind of goes tight at the waist and flares out again down, given her height and whatnot. Black gloves. Now her makeup is obviously very pale. Yellow eyes, I believe. Red lip. Just gorgeous. I love this. It's absolutely gorgeous. Someday. Someday. But she is definitely the exception to my rule of not cosplaying from fandoms I don't know. Alright, so this one, Luthien Tinuviel. I'm so sorry. I don't know how to say her name. I believe she's from Lord of the Rings. I don't think she's in any of the movies, though. I'm not a Lord of the Rings expert. I apologize. But this is a beautiful art piece I found of her. So pretty. I mean, are there any ugly elves? I think not. So I love the dark brown hair with the flower detailing. Pointed ears, of course. I love a dark blue dress. Dark blue is my favorite. And the gold detailing on this. Now granted, unless this was designed off of a specific, like, book moment or something I don't know about, this is just the artist taking liberties. But it's gorgeous. I love this. Looks almost like velvety fabric in this piece of art. So, I know nothing about this character, but she's beautiful. Maybe if I learned more about her, I could cosplay her, but I love this particular art piece of her. Alright, we have Pietro Maximoff, specifically Age of Ultron here. This honestly wouldn't be that difficult of a cosplay because once I had the shirt, I feel like the pants are fairly basic, like gray jeans, kind of isn't the vibe. So kind of a muscle shirt with the gray, and then there's the details of the bright blue and like the muted blues and grays here. So that would be a fairly easy look for this version of Pietro. Obviously for it you're going to need the silver hair, of course. And it would just depend on if I did like a girl version, like a swapped version, or if I just did the normal Age of Ultron version. Would depend. But this would not be a difficult cosplay. Alright. Then we have Raven from Teen Titans. Raven is such a cool look. I've never seen a bad Raven. It's just like, I love the look. Very cool. So, for this, obviously you need the purple wig, kind of gem for the detailing, makeup detailing. Black bodysuit with the long sleeves in this particular one here. Kind of a dark blue cape with the hood here. And the belt is of course needed. I'd probably throw on some leggings to match the right color. But I love Raven's look. This is obviously, like I said, the Teen Titans version, but I love the different versions of Raven. Very cute. Very pretty. Purple eyes too I never really use contacts for my cosplay, so that would have to be like an editing thing or something. Honestly, I kind of have a bodysuit that already looks like that. It would just be getting the other pieces for Raven. Alright, Sara Valestine, Trails of Cold Steel. I know nothing about you, but you look real cool. Let's talk about her anyway. Lots of layering with a lot of these video game characters. The boots, lace-up boots are super cool. These ones are brown. Then you kind of have the slit blue skirt here. You do have the strap along the thigh too. Kind of a blue corset look with a brownish jacket over the top. Of course, you're going to have the belt clips and underbust clips as well for more of that layering like I mentioned. I love the gun here and the huge freaking sword. That's really cool. I do like the pink hair with this like beige and blue aesthetic. A little bit of a tie necklace here. She's really cool. I know nothing about this fandom or the character, but I love the look. Super cool look. I like the details too. I really like that color pink hair. Her weapon to match her hair. Alright, fair warning for a potential jump scare in the next one. Don't be scared, but it is a creepy character, in case you don't like that. This is the little pale girl from Terrifier 2, which I had no idea that was her name. I only recently saw this film. She is insane, but it's kind of comical. Yeah, definitely insane little demon child. The hair is crazy. Just the way that you'd have to tear apart a wig to do this crazy half little pigtail look with the craziness down the side. Obviously her black and white colors are matching Art the clown. Got some blood spatter. Her socks are the black and white as well. The makeup is very clown-esque with the ugly ass teeth. There's black makeup around the eyes, mouth. The brows are overly drawn. You know, very clown-esque with the white face. Here, she is insane. If I ever needed a extra Halloween look, I guess I could do her. But what a crazy character. Alright. And the eyes too. They should very specific light, like blue eyes, make it even more creepy. Alright, and the last one here is Tifa Lockhart from Final Fantasy. Again, I don't know much about Final Fantasy, but it's not a horrible look. It's not my favorite though, I will say, but so I don't know anything about Final Fantasy. It's an okay look on her. I don't think it would look very good on me, but it's not my favorite look. I think obviously the main detailing you're gonna want for her is this arm piece here. That seems important, but like I said, I don't know anything about her. The dark hair is great with the black skirt, kind of the suspenders, the cut off, like kind of like sports bra looking thing. And these tights with the red boots here. It's a cute look. I could definitely see some cosplayers rocking this, and I'm sure they do. Just don't know if it would look very good on me. I do like the skirt though. I like the buckles and the different version, little details on the skirt here. And I guess like the suspender's gonna go up around her shoulders here. She got some nice abs. I do not. Alright, I'll just click back through as we finish this video. But thank you guys so much for suggesting these cosplays. I'm definitely keeping them in mind as I make future lists. And I really just kind of wanted to trace some of the details with you. I thought it would make for a fun ASMR video to just chat about them and their beautiful detailing, you know. Something I like. If you're still awake, thank you so much for watching. If you like more cosplay content, I do have a dedicated cosplay Instagram and TikTok. And some of my cosplay behind the scenes go on my second YouTube channel. And then of course, anytime I do a cosplay, it almost certainly gets an ASMR video out of it as well. So, thank you so much for watching, lovelies. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this cosplay detailing video and enjoyed the little bit of ASMR chat with it. Rest well, lovely. Thank you to my lovely patrons this month. Thank you to Hero, Caesar, Ryan, Darby, Elliot, Dave, Sydney, GKHN, Ivory, John, Mark, Matthew, Douglas, Dracula, Monique, Sean, Colin, Raven, Matt, Jordan, Dave W, Nick, Krishna, Andrew, Scott, Chris, Brian, Ian, Malachi, and Amy. Thank you so much, lovelies, and rest well.